Hey guys, I'm Nick, and on this episode of the Scran Line, we are going to be making a Valentine's Day cupcake. So look, some of us don't have, are not in relationships during Valentine's Day, and that's completely okay, obviously. So take Valentine's Day to celebrate people who are special in your life, whether that is in a romantic way or in a non-romantic way. For example, show your appreciation for your mum, buy her some flowers, buy your grandma some flowers, buy your auntie or whoever you know, your uncles, whatever, do something for them, bake them something, bake them these cupcakes. This is how you make them. Okay guys, so we're going to start off by making the cupcake. So we're going to pop our flour, sugar, cocoa powder, baking powder and bicarb soda and the salt into a large mixing bowl. You want to mix that until everything is well combined. Then you want to add your milk, eggs, oil, red food gel, plenty of vanilla, and you want to mix that until everything is well combined. Now this is my red velvet recipe, so there's no butter in this recipe. Now I'm using red foil liners. I got them from Spotlight if you're in Australia, otherwise you can grab these online as well. So we're going to fill these up just above halfway. Because this recipe has lots of, it's got baking powder and bicarb soda in it, these rise a lot. You want to bake these for about 40 minutes and then let them cool down completely. Next we're going to move on to making our little mousse molds that sit on top of the cupcake. So you want to pop some water into a small bowl along with your gelatin. We're going to let that sit for about 5 minutes. Now this process is called blooming the gelatin. So the gelatin is soaking up all the water, it's going to thicken, and then we're going to microwave it to melt it. Next you're going to add a pot of boiling water onto your stove, get that simmering nicely. You're going to add a bowl on top of that. Make sure that the bottom of the bowl is not touching the water. So you're going to add your chocolate in there, you're going to let that melt completely. Then you're going to add some very hot cream in there as well. I've just put the cream in the microwaved it for about a minute or 2 minutes. Don't let it boil, just get it nice and hot. You're going to add that in there into the chocolate, mix it. Then you're going to add the melted gelatin mixture as well. Mix all of that until it's well combined. You want to set that aside to cool down slightly while we whip the cream. So we used half a cup of the cream in the gelatin and chocolate mixture. We're going to use the rest of the cream in the recipe to whip up. So get it to soft peaks. I'm going to add some strawberry essence in there. You can use any kind of flavoring you like, and if you want to add some color as well, this is the point that you would do it. And then you want to continue mixing or whipping until you get to stiff peaks. You're going to add a spatula full of that to your chocolate gelatin mixture from earlier on. You're going to fold that in. It's going to look lumpy and gross. Then you're going to add the rest of your cream, fold that in until everything is nice and smooth. Now I just transferred this into a jug because it's much easier to pour this into the molds. Now I've got information about where I got these molds and what the name of them are in the written recipe. So once you've poured all of you're actually going to be making about 20 cupcakes. So this mold has about 6 molds on it, so it's a bit of a process. But you can halve the recipe if you like. So we're going to use a small offset spatula to kind of even all of those off. You're going to pop these in the freezer for at least 3 hours. I did mine overnight. You want to get them nice and frozen. Next, we're going to move on to making our red mirror glaze, which I love making this. I think it actually tastes really good. So we're going to bloom our gelatin again. We're going to add condensed milk and water into a large mixing bowl, and then we're going to add our sugar. Mix that, and we're going to microwave this for about a minute at a time. Now you want to get it nice and hot, don't let it boil. You want to get it nice and hot so that the sugar actually melts completely. Then you're going to add your white chocolate in there, let it sit for about 10 minutes and then mix. You want to add your red food gel. You can use liquid food dye in this as well if you like. You're going to mix that. I'm going to use a stick blender to get it really super smooth and mixed. Then I'm going to run it through a sift. Now you want to let this kind of set aside for about 5 minutes to kind of cool down a little bit. So our mousse has frozen completely. I'm just going to use my very clean fingernails to kind of separate the mousse from the mold a little bit. And then these just pop out. So this is the fun part, covering the mousse with the mirror glaze. Pour the mirror glaze over it, let that set a little bit, and then pour a second layer of mirror glaze over your mousse if you like. So you just want to finish these off by popping them on top of the cupcake, and guys, that is pretty much it. Okay guys, so those were my red lip classic cupcakes. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. If you're watching this for the first time, and well, first of all, welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button because I upload 2 new videos a week. Now, this video, or this cupcake, was inspired by my love-hate relationship with Taylor Swift and her music. Now, the song that this is inspired for is called Style, inspired by, and it's in her 1989 album. I think that's her best album. It's kind of like the perfect amount of pop for Taylor before she went into revenge mode with Kanye West. I'm not gonna get into that. Anyway, I really like that song. I wanted to make something that was really, really red and glossy, and I think these cupcakes are perfect. They taste delicious as well, guys. That mousse is like super, like, it's beautiful. It is delicious. It is so nice to eat. Okay, enough rambling. I don't have my words today. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you all on the next episode of the Scran Line.